Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you have had a wonderful week. I am really excited to bring this video to you today. If you do not know, my name is Kat. I am a full-time reseller out of North Florida, and I try to do these high dollar what sold videos about every 2 weeks. And what they consist of are my own personal sales over the last 2 weeks that sold for over $50. I have over 20 on eBay, as well as a few on Etsy and Poshmark to show you today. So some really good ones. The majority of them sold very fast, and I bought them pretty cheap. So definitely some items that you'll be able to keep an eye out for to make really good profits. And I'm going to show you them all right now. All right, we are actually going to start off with a bang, and I'm starting off with my highest sale of the last 2 weeks, and that is this pair of vintage rattan corner wedge mid-century modern pair of side tables. $1,000 for these tables that I didn't even pay $50 for. These are over an $800 profit. We shipped them out in 2 boxes. It did cost about $200. So the buyer did pay for shipping, but an $800 profit on these. Absolutely incredible. Watch for rattan, watch for wicker. And here you can see there were some scratches on this and some wear, and they still sold for that $1,000 price point. I was able to use Google Lens to comp these. I purchased them off of an online estate auction, and they actually sold in only 2 months. Next up is this beautiful vintage Taxco Tiger's Eye brooch. This is 2 inches and it sold for $75. I got it for about 10. So this one is about a $50 profit on Etsy, another one that sold fast. So here you can see the Taxco 925. It was stamped with the MB. And I love finding Taxco pieces. Some don't sell really high, but I have gotten pretty lucky with finding some that are significantly valuable. Next up is this vintage electric flawless accent large Cape Home silver shell lamp. I think I got this at the thrift store. I honestly don't remember. I paid $20 or $25, so it's very close to $100 profit. This one sold in about 6 months. It's really cool. You can see the crab there and the seashells. There is that light in the interior. This one would be great for a beach house and maybe like the bathroom or something similar to that. And really great sale on this one. This is the last one for Etsy. Now I'm going to pop over and show you a few on Poshmark, and then we'll get to eBay. Next is this East German Army Parade enlisted tunic. I got this in a lot of men's clothing, and I paid less than $5. It was an online estate auction. We did put read. Payout was $40, so $35 profit on this one. Watch for military stuff. Some of it can be valuable. You can see the made in Germany and the SG 48, but this had some stains, so it was not in the best of condition. And I typically do not have things dry cleaned, especially like this with a $40 payout. If I paid 10 at the dry cleaner, to me, it's just not worth it. I would rather list it as is and let the buyer handle that. Next up is a Pandora Sterling chunky infinity knot chain bracelet. Pandora bracelets can really vary as far as pricing goes, so check them if you're paying up. So this one sold for $110. Payout was $85. I paid $30, so it's a $55 profit on this one. And this one sold in under a month, so it did sell pretty fast. And you can see it was actually still in the box. There is that Pandora marking on the little charm. And really cute bracelet. There's that infinity knot. That is the name of that one. So this one wasn't just a plain Pandora bracelet. It did have that infinity symbol. Last up for Posh before we move over to eBay is this J. King turquoise beaded necklace, bib sterling silver clasp. I put necklace twice. That's wasting keyword space. And this one sold for $100. Payout was $80. I paid $20, so a $60 profit on this very fast. I have done historically well with J. King, but there are some that take a long time. So it is not all of them. Definitely the turquoise ones have been the best moving for me, as well as malachite with the greenstone. Those tend to do very well also. Over on eBay, this is a really, really nice Taxco abalone bracelet, 3D panel bracelet. It was very heavy and it took a year to sell, surprisingly, and it took a half off offer as well. It sold for $54. I only paid $10. So it's really only a $30 profit. Sometimes you never know. And this was a beautiful, beautiful piece. I don't know why it took so long to sell. It actually surprised me, but that does happen sometimes with reselling. Next up is one that sold very, very fast. This is a sterling silver men or women's ID bracelet. Sold for full price, $59.99. I paid $8 for this. So this one's close to a $40 profit. Really, really nice bracelet. Just plain, it was not engraved. And this one was a very, very fast sale. Next up was a very fast full price sale, and this was from a house clean out. I got this for free. This is a vintage original Fossmann Bavarian German Oktoberfest gray wool feather hat, size 55. Sold for $55. I got it free, $40 profit in under a month. So watch for these hats. There you can see the original Fossmann, definitely a name you want to remember. It is 100% wool, which would have made me pay attention if I was buying this. This is something I would have purchased, but I got this for free. So amazing sale, very, very fast. Another very, very fast full price sale. This is a vintage signed Goldette purple glass intaglio cameo 3-strand necklace, sold in 3 days for $59.99. This was in a costume jewelry lot. I paid less than $5. It is a $40 to $45 profit. Beautiful purple glass. This is a really nice necklace. I was able to find this using Google Lens. Here you can see the Goldette. And here it is laid out. Beautiful, beautiful piece of jewelry. It did have a little bit of wear, not a ton though. And again, sold in 3 days, very, very fast. Next up is a pair of Hopi Native American stamped earrings. These are geometric. These sold in 2 months. They sold for a best offer of $60. I paid $5, so these are about a $45 profit. Really, really neat. There you can see that D sterling stamp. They were a little over 2 inches and very, very good sale in just a couple months. Sale, but it took a year. But this is kind of a weird piece. You really need the right buyer. And this one took a 50% off offer. It sold for $63, but I only paid a few. I love this piece. It definitely is different. I put Brutalist Copa Collection belt and buckle. I did put Runway Statement Vintage, and $63 out of $5, $45 profit again. Really, really neat piece, but took the right person. You can see handmade in Brazil, genuine leather. And look at how big this thing is. The buckle heart is almost 6 inches. This is like very, very statement. There's no question that this is a statement piece. Next up's kind of a mid-range. This one took about 7 months to sell. It's a vintage Fisher-Price musical carousel toy from 1964. And I paid $10 for this. It sold for a best offer on $69. So this one's about a I'm staying around that $45 profit for most of these here at the beginning. They are going up. You can see there the musical movement made in Japan, patent pending, and the 1964 there as well. It did have all of its little pieces. It had a little bit of wear, but overall it was in decent condition. Next up is another super cool piece, but it took over a year, a Retablo Peruvian folk art shadow box. This is a diorama. It was a tannery shop scene. It was artist signed. This one sold for a best offer of $68. I picked this one up for about $10 from an online estate auction. So we're at that $45, $50 mark again. There you can see the inside. Really beautiful piece. But again, when you get this stuff like this, it's so unique. You have to wait for the right buyer to come along. So if I had sent an offer out, I actually would have sent 50% off, but somebody sent me an offer of 68 and I gladly accepted. Next up was a very, very fast sale. This one sold in under a week for full price of $79.99. I got this one from the house clean out. No cost in. This one, we're finally moving up, is about a $60 profit. It's a pair of 2 antique lithographs and Jesus and Mary in wood oval frames. These are small. These are not big. There you can see the tape measure. They are teeny, guys. They are under 4 inches and sold for $80. Next is another one. This is a Blue St. John Evening by Marie. This one sold for a best offer of $80. It took over a year. I got a lot of St. John clothing. I paid $20 for this, so it's only about a $45 profit, and it took over a year, but a lot of the St. John clothing that was more in trend sold a lot faster. Here's another J. King, another really, really fast sale. This one sold in under a week for full price, $99.99. I told you guys earlier, J. King turquoise performs well for me. Paid $20 for this one, so it's about a $60 profit. Very, very fast with the graduated beads. The sterling dangle heart is your J. King mark, as well as this DTR 925. These are produced in China. They are not US made, and they still sell very well. If you do not know, J. King is a brand that is sold on the home shopping networks. Next up is this cute little puppy dog. This is a 5-inch bronze pointer paperweight pointer puppy. This one sold for $100. It sold in 5 months, and I only paid $10. So this one's a $70 profit. We're moving on up here. And here you can see it's a little under 5 inches tall and 6 inches long. It was heavy. It weighed 3 pounds. Very, very heavy little piece and a very good sale. Look at all the J. King, my friends. I got a J. King lot from an online estate auction. I love finding them. This is a J. King Dragon Mountain turquoise beaded necklace, 20 inches. This one also sold very fast in about a month and a half at $129. I paid that same $20. So this is an $80 profit fast. Beautiful, beautiful pieces. There you see that heart again. Very heavy. This one was close to 70 grams of turquoise. Beautiful piece. I love picking up J. King. It's a well-known brand. As long as you get pieces that are stylish and in demand. There are some that do take forever to sell, so just keep that in mind. Up next is another long tail. This is a Longaberger $19.99 Hostess Pinecone basket, and it took a half off offer, $65. I paid $8 for this, so we're back down to that $45 profit, but most of the Longaberger I got in this lot sold very fast. So this one, I think, is one of the last to sell. The majority of them did sell very fast. And I do have a research video on Longaberger. If you have not seen that, I will pop it up top for you. Definitely check that out. Next, another year-long sell, and I actually took less than 50% just to get this gone. This is a St. John blazer, but it had stains. So I accepted a best offer of $135. I paid $20. It's still an $80 profit. Sometimes you got to let stuff go, and this did have a stain. I did bring this one to the dry cleaners. They were unable to get it out, so they actually didn't charge me. So watch for St. John, but beware that some of it might take a while to sell. Another really, really fast sale, sold for 10% off offer, sold in under a week. This is an antique French hand-painted corded couple trinket box. $135 sale. I paid less than $10. Now we're up to $85 profit. Beautiful courting couple with the cupids. You can see here though, some of this was damaged on the top and it still brought $135. This one, it sold, I want to say in 3 days. It was very, very fast and was a great profit. Another very, very fast sale. 2 days, $170 offer. I paid $5. This is an antique horseshoe Victorian paste crystal gold-filled locket necklace. Crazy sale, guys. $170, over $130 profit. Very fast. I am glad I used Google Lens for this. I would have had no idea. Here you can see that it was stamped, but that name did not matter. It was the look of this locket, and it sold very, very fast. Another 2-day sale. This is a Nintendo 64 gaming console bundle lot. I got this from a viewer. She gave me all of her inventory free. I have no cost in. This sold for $175 in 2 days. So this is about $140 profit. So definitely big thanks to her. She said I had taught her so much over the years. She was getting out of reselling. She just gave me everything. If you find the Nintendo 64s, especially with Super Mario, with Zelda, with Mario Kart, those are popular games, and this one sold very, very fast. Our number 3 selling is this vintage France brass necklace, pink cabochons, Art Deco, no precious metals. This one sold in 8 months for $194.99. I only paid $5. So we are at over $150 profit here. This was heavy. It had that made in France. I couldn't find anything similar. I priced high, but I was happy to take that $200 offer. Next up is one that surprised me taking as long as it did. It took a year. This is a Navajo sterling silver turquoise cuff. It was signed Begay, sold for $235. I paid right at $100 for this one. So this one is about a $90 profit. So with some of the Native American, it doesn't sell as fast as I expect. I was happy to get a good offer on it, still make a profit, and be able to get better inventory. Our number 1 selling item for the last 2 weeks is this gorgeous Ocean Drive Miami Beach painting. I accepted a lower offer. I accepted $175 because I only paid $125, so well over $100 profit. Sometimes you got to let it go. I'd had it over a year. It was a cool piece, but again, it takes the right buyer. Here you can see that Oceanside signature. This was by Herbert F. Hoffer. I was able to identify that. It's big, 21 inches by 16. Really cool piece, and it actually went to New York City, and I thought that was really cool, and it was still a good profit. All right, that was everything. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I really do appreciate you watching. Leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite item was. Hit the thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you.